Hello everyone, a video on ASA congruence rule, a concept from chapter triangles of class 9. The statement of the theorem says two triangles are congruent if two angles and the included side of one triangle are equal to two angles and the included side of other triangle. Let us see the proof of this theorem. This is theorem 7.1 from your textbook. Let us see how do we proceed to prove this ASA congruence rule. Over here you would see there are two triangles ABC and DEF in which angle B and angle E are equal, C and F, these two angles are equal, and the included side BC is equal to EF. And we are asked to prove that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. Now dear students, there can be three different situations. Situation number one can be, when I call them situations, I am talking about three different cases. So those cases can be if AB, the side AB and DE are exactly equal. This is case number 1. Now what would happen if AB is equal to DE? Check out these two triangles ABC and DEF. Can we say that they are congruent by applying any rule other than ASA? Let's see. In triangle ABC and triangle DEF, since we are given that AB is equal to DE, so that would be your first matching part. AB DE is equal, this information is given, right? Another is angle B and angle E are equal. This is given. And finally comes this side, BC and EF. They are also equal, this information is given. These sides are equal, it's given. So I'll just write do means the same reason. Therefore, now which rule is it? It's side, angle and side. This is SAS axiom. SAS axiom says that if two sides and the included angle of one triangle are correspondingly equal to two sides and included angle of another triangle, then triangles are congruent by SAS rule. Therefore, by SAS rule, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. That's number one. This was a case when these two sides are given to be equal. Then we have case number 2, which is if AB is larger than DE. If AB is greater than DE, what would happen and how would we prove this case? We'll be taking a point. Let me mark this point as M. Taking point M on AB such that, how have we taken? Such that MB is equal to DE. And if MB is equal to DE, we would be now connecting MC and we'll consider triangle MBC and DEF and we would try to prove them congruent. So observe this, MC is connected. Now in triangle MBC and triangle DEF, One is MB is equal to DE. This is by construction. Another is angle B is equal to angle E. Rest of the parts would remain same. This information is given. And finally BC is equal to EF. This information is also given. Therefore, what can we say about the triangles? Triangle MBC must be congruent to, it is congruent to triangle DEF, and the rule is side, angle and side again. Now if these triangles are congruent, this means angle MCB, let me mark this as angle 1, this total is angle C. If these triangles are congruent, that implies angle MBC, it's MCB, yeah, MCB or angle 1 must be equal to DFE. But what is given to us? So we can mark it as angle 1 is equal to DFE. But what are we given? We know angle DFE is equal to ACB. This angle is equal to angle 1. This angle is also equal to this whole angle. What does it mean? Now there is a contradiction. This means angle 1, which is only this much. That means angle 1 must be equal to ACB, the whole angle. Observe it carefully. Is it possible? Can we have a situation which says that angle contained in any angle of a triangle can be equal to it? कब possible है ये? This would be only possible that if M and A are not two distinct points, they are actually overlapping. Either M should go here or A should come here. Then only angle 1 and angle, complete angle C would be equal. So let's conclude. But this is only possible if M and A overlaps, and if these two would overlap, that implies AB cannot be greater than DE. AB would be equal to DE, and if AB would be equal to DE, triangle ABC and DEF would be congruent by side angle side rule. So I'm sure case 2 is very well clear to everybody. Moving on to the last case, last but not the least, case number 3. In case AB is less than DE, as we can see here, if length of AB is smaller than DE, what we need to do? We would be now taking point N, take any other point on this line segment on this side DE such that AB becomes equal to that length. So AB is equal to NE. Let us consider triangles ABC and NEF, and let's prove them congruent in the same way. So AB is equal to NE, that would be number 1. So in triangle ABC, it's AB equals to NE. Reason is same, this is by construction. Angle B is equal to angle E, this information was given. And finally BC is equal to EF, this information is also given. This indicates that triangle ABC must be congruent to triangle NEF. Now if these triangles are congruent, they are congruent by SAS congruence rule. If these are congruent, this indicates that triangle, the angles in them, angle ACB must be equal to NFE, angle NFE. But what do we know? We are given that ACB or simply angle C is equal to DFE. From here, what do we conclude? This implies that NFE must be equal to DFE. Now watch the figure carefully. NFE, only this much angle, will be equal to DFE, the whole angle. Is it possible? Is it possible that angle contained inside another angle can be equal to each other? It's not, because if we want this to be true, कब होगा वो? If N and D overlaps. But this is only possible if N and point D overlaps. And if they would overlap, where do we land up then? This indicates if these two are overlapping, this implies that triangle ABC would be congruent to triangle DEF. This also indicates that AB cannot be less than DE. AB has to be equal to DE. Hence, ABC and DEF are congruent. So, important theorem 7.1, and that's how it would have 3 cases, and I believe it must be clear to everybody.